Push the wrong button.
Okay, we are live on Facebook, so I'm just going to let us go live on Instagram over here. But hello, everybody over on Facebook, and welcome to the live for today. We have Michelle with us today, who I will introduce and let herself introduce very briefly here. But this is our 1-year anniversary for Permission to Be Human, the podcast. Yay! So excited. We're celebrating all week long. It conveniently landed on Mother's Day. So that was a really awesome day to start doing this because it's a podcast by a mother and it's about mothering. And my strongest belief is that mothering is going to change the world. So welcome to the lives this week. Every morning a new podcast is coming out, including one by Michelle that came out this morning, her second one on the podcast. We heard her story earlier in the year, so do check it out. But this second one by Michelle was much more practical, let's say, really using the check-in methodology that she has. So do go and check it out on Permission to Be Human, the podcast. And every morning, 10 a.m. PST, we're going live with a very specific tool that you can use to either prevent as much overwhelm in our life, because wouldn't that be nice, and or when you're starting to feel it bubble up, which is an ironic word to use for today, because Michelle's has that word in it. But when you start to feel it coming up, then these tools can also help you with that. So with that, I will mention it again at the end, but there's also a prize draw this week. So if you are interested in getting some free coaching with me all around your possibilities, your big dream, we can work out what you want to talk about. And all you have to do is like the Facebook page, follow Instagram, and go on either Spotify or Apple Podcasts and rate and review our podcast. And that is it. And you can be in for a draw for that or one of these books behind me. That's your other choice. You can choose your own. Yeah.
True.
Exactly. So we've got Michelle here today. Michelle, tell us about you.
Well, I started Connecting Mamas, which is kind of morphed into Connecting Mamas Mama Genius Hub, because I want to be the one-stop shop for all moms to get inspired in their own genius and inspire their kids. And so really it's about bringing moms together. And I love the concept of women's circles and really that connection and that authentic talk to each other versus that chit chatter and stuff, but really getting deep and down and really getting to know each other. And through that, really getting to know yourself. And so I feel that is so key. And on that note, as Mel's, we both have a big week. So all around Mother's Day. So I'm running the Mama Genius Festival right now. So if any of you want to check that out, that's mamageniushub.com/festival 2024 to get the details. It's all free, all through my Facebook group, but so many speakers. And just, I love working with Mel and just the whole concept of just really empowering moms to be their best selves, to inspire their kids. It needs to stop somewhere where we keep thinking that we need to give up what we're doing for the kids, when really what they're doing is looking to us to be that role model of that healthy, happy adult we want them to be. They need to see that role model. And through this experience, I would have thought like being an entrepreneur, like it would take away from my kids. I never thought, and I've been coached by Mel, the thought of what it would actually give to my kids. My son is by my side wanting to make his own podcast, wanting to make his own summit now because he's seeing me run a festival and just seeing the ideas percolate. My youngest daughter has been sitting in my lap every morning doing a live for the Mama Genius Festival. Today we got to talk about an experience that we did that I learned from the Worthy book about Ed Milet saying to his daughters every day, Bella Boo, who are you? So I still don't have it memorized because, again, this is all new, but we've been doing it probably for the last month or more every day. And I'll read this to Lily every day. Lily Boo, let me tell you about you. You are sweet, funny, kind, and can light up the room. You are kind. You are generous. You have your mommy's love of meditation. I believe in you. I love you. You are my sunshine, because we always sing. Then we start singing the song too as well. And I never saw this coming. I never asked. I'd been doing this probably for a few weeks or so. Lily wrote this one for me. And she wrote, Mama Boo, let me tell you about you. You are perseverant, happy, smart. You are a sweetheart. You have your daughter's love of meditation and your daughter's love of writing, your other daughter's love of writing. You have your son's sense of entrepreneurship. You are kind. You are lovable. Nice, cool kid. I believe in you. Banana, banana, meatball, banana, banana, split. She does. I can't do this to serve, but I'm trying.
Brilliant. I love that. I love there's a bit of play at the end of that as well, right? Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
was all her.
And
She like,
as you say, Michelle, you are doing like such an amazing event this weekend, next week, is that right? A
it's
couple
from the
weeks.
13th all the way to 30th. So
Yeah.
and I mean, it's all evergreen as well, because the videos are going to be stored in there. They're going to be by My Genius Guides. And so it's like, it's really be at a mom's pace for what you need. Because I know
Yeah.
that we have a lot going on, but we still need to make time for ourselves when we can.
Brilliant. So on that note, today and every day this week, we're going into overwhelm. Well, we're going to stay out of overwhelm. Actually, we're going to talk about overwhelm. Because let's be honest, like even you, I imagine, are starting to feel some overwhelm with, you just mentioned your husband's away, you've got the kids, you've got this festival that you're running. So you came on to talk to us about a tool and to show us a tool that has started to work for you to kind of navigate those overwhelming moments that might come up. Tell us about that, and then maybe walk us through.
Well, there's two steps, because the first one was one that I've been doing, which goes with the check-in process we did in the podcast, is just asking yourself to check in with yourself. And I have them taped down here, but I meant to have that out. But it's really checking in, and what feeling are you feeling right at that moment? And you know what? My therapist was giving me a hard time, saying like, every time I ask you like how you're feeling, I start telling a story. And I would never stop to sit there and just say, when I check in myself, how do I feel? And so the sticker is on my computer right now, but so you guys can all see it. But it's just a reminder for me to actually say, when I check myself, what am I actually feeling at this moment? And when it is in a zone where it's anger or something, what I do is then what do I do next? Because again, it's not about the judgment. It's about just, this is where I'm at. What do I want next? Feelings will pass, and what we do with them. And that's where this technique comes in, is after I've checked in with myself and I'm like, I need something more. What is that more? And that's what I was talking to Mel about. It's actually, it was last week that I was working with someone on trying to release an area in my stomach that's been bothering me. And that's actually, I had a doctor's appointment yesterday on top of the festival that had been scheduled for 3 months about looking at this and stuff. And she'd helped me last week, just kind of identifying it. And one of the things she suggested was what we call bubble breathing. And I was like, what's this? It's something that is recommended to you every hour or so, as much as you can remember, whether you're walking, sitting, not necessarily driving, but in different motions to what you do. So let's go through what to do. So what we're going to do is Mel's going to do this with me, because she's such a great guinea pig with me. But let me explain it first so I can do it without talking. We're going to take a deep breath in. Now, the trick is when we hold the breath for as long as we can, but when we hold it, the goal, and it's going to be hard to talk when I'm holding, the goal is to just let the breath sink and your body to relax each time that you do it. And for me, when I was having the pressure in my stomach, to try to like send like that bubble down to that spot as you're relaxing, and to let that go. And then when you do release, you release like a balloon. It was balloon breathing, not bubble breathing, or bubble. Either or, the babies, right? It's the concept of how to do it. And then you blow it out, and then you hold at the bottom for just a couple seconds. And then if you need to go again, you will go again. But the goal is to relax your body as much as you can in that, to deepen the breath inside of you, and to really just reset yourself when you've checked in, you decide that I want something different. But again, this is something that you can do, just reminding yourself, putting a timer on your watch or something. The more you do it, then the more you're opening up your lungs, the more you're just self-regulating before those feelings come in. But again, there's no judgment. It's just identifying and deciding, what do I need? Let's go ahead and try this. So we're going to go in, and then just hold, and notice yourself trying to, if you're tense, try to release and just let that breath flow to whatever spots may need it. We're holding as long as you can. I'm still holding even though I'm talking. And then just let out whatever you need to. Holding for a couple seconds. And then you decide if you need more. And if you start to do that 3 or 4 times every hour or so, it just starts to just give you that break you need in between things. And so that took us, 30 seconds or so. So 3 or 4 of them will take us less than 5 minutes, depending on how long your breath will get stronger And the stronger that will help regulate you a little bit better, getting more oxygen into your body. And the more you do, it'll just make you feel better. And then the other thing you can add on to that is just picturing yourself inside a golden bubble or a rainbow bubble or something that just calms you to surround you as you're doing it.
I like it. I want to do it again. Maybe we don't even have to talk it through this time, right?
Right.
Other than let it go or whatever. Because I feel like we could both use it right now. And perhaps those listening in will follow along in this moment. You're taking the moment to watch. So why not just do it right now and see how it feels for you? And let's try with that little bubble thing outside. It reminds me of a story. I can't remember what it's called that I read with my kids. And it has some breathing exercises at the end with imagining. And they have, you imagine it's around anxiety and you imagine that you're wearing this like armor and you're going to go out and like be safe in the world, but also feel proud and be that kind of warrior type thing. But I like the idea of a rainbow bubble that's like bendy.
Exactly.
I get to keep out
and bring out
what I want to keep out and let in everything I want to let in. And yeah.
Or you pick your favorite color or just whatever you feel will calm and comfort surrounding you. It's about whatever is going to help you just release what needs to be. And again, it's not about holding it in, because when we have those feelings, it's not about suppressing them. It's about finding ways like with the breath to release it and not let it sink into our bodies. And that's what these breath works will help us do.
Brilliant. Shall we do it again?
So in. And release whenever you're ready. Hold at the bottom. And again, you can keep doing it 3 or 4 times in a row afterwards and just really open up the lungs and open you up. And like I said, just setting an alarm on your watch or something just as a reminder to do it for 2 minutes every hour or so, just to take that break throughout the day. And it will just give you more of, again, we're looking for more of the ways to be able to take care of ourselves so that when the things do happen, we're responding rather than reacting to it. And I've noticed that, especially with all the stuff going with the festival and stuff. This morning, I even reached up. I don't even know last time, but I broke a plate this morning. And normally that would like send me over the edge. And I was like, oh, well, what can you do? Picked up. I'm like, Lily, can you bring me the broom?
Yeah. Brilliant.
Yeah. And so just the more we do these things, the more we're just like, stuff's going to happen, but it's always how we react or respond to it.
Yeah. Brilliant. I love that. Thank you so much, Michelle. And I think, something really important to say about this, and I don't think you'll mind me saying this, is I could have gone and found like a breathwork person to come and do this with us, right? And I love the fact that you're not a breathwork person. You're someone who learned this a week ago, who's saying, hey, like, I'm going to put this into practice for myself, because I think it's really important for people to see that it's not just the experts that are able to do this, right? Quote unquote expert. I mean, you are an expert in many things, but breathwork, not necessarily the top of the thing, right? And that means that anybody watching this, any of us out there, can do this at any time. And we might find another tool that works really well for us as well. There's tons of different ways that we can breathe, and this is a really beautiful one. So thank you for coming along and being vulnerable and sharing that with us.
I have one thing to that.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny is I've been trying to do a breathwork course, and it's something that my body's almost had an aversion to. Like, I'll do it at times and I'll take a break, but like for this one, it was just something that like was just so attainable and simple, but like made me feel so much better. And so that's when you asked, like I had other ideas of what I was going to share today, but then when this came along, I'm like, that's what it is. And I think that's what it's about. It's for us moms out there, is taking what sinks in with us and doing it for a little while and see if it works for you. And maybe 3 months from now, it might be a different breath that I find as this one expands or something. And it's not that it has to be static, but it's about being open to figuring out what works for you.
Perfect. Okay, thanks so much, Michelle. So remind us where we're going to find you in your festival so we can pop on over there and hang out with you as well the next couple of weeks.
So the festival's actually taking place in the Facebook group, Connecting Mamas, Inspiring Genius. But the landing page to find out more information, if you want to be a speaker or if you want just a direct link to the Facebook group, is mamageniushub.com/festival 2024. And I can't wait to see you in there.
Amazing. Thanks, Michelle. And for everybody else, or for everybody listening in general, also remember that you can like our Facebook page, follow us on Instagram, and give us a rate and review on Apple or Spotify, because I would love to come and help you figure out what that dream is or expand it to the next stage of what that is and look at possibility, because you're worth it. And the world needs all these moms with our big, audacious dreams. So thank you for joining us, whether you're live or coming in afterwards on any of our channels. And thank you, Michelle, so much for taking time out of your very busy schedule this next little while and joining us here.
Well, thank you. And I do have to end with, I've been coached by Mel and I highly recommend it. So seek her out. Bye, everyone.